Hey guys, it's Dave.
Hi, Kaylee. Hey, we just wanted to kind of walk through with you guys what it was going to look like when you show up to 9/12 this Sunday, May 31st, 6 o'clock. So right now I am outside of door number 2.
Door 2.
Door number 2, this is the
Main
entrance
Yeah.
of Crossroads South Campus. If you look over this way, typically this is where you would come in and enter door 1 near the student auditorium. But this week we are changing things up. So in an effort to make it possible for us to have social distancing, we are going to have you guys enter door 2. So you're going to want to park in this parking lot here. It's the biggest one here at Crossroads. And you're going to want to come to door 2.
Yep.
But something that's going to be different this week, that's not a typical thing, is we are not going to open the doors until 6 p.m. So if you show up early, we want you to stay in your cars. Don't get out and hug all your friends. We want you to be really careful and social distance, but we're gonna meet at door 2. The doors will open at 6 p.m. We'll have people out here to greet you. And instead of everybody just rushing the doors at once, we wanna make sure we kind of trickle in, keep some space between you and the person in front of you, and we'll continue on inside.
Instead of the doors being shut, there will be people holding doors for you, so you do not have to touch them.
Yes.
Adults, hold on, we gotta get in here.
These will be already opened, everything opened. Parents, if you're watching this, we want you to know there should be nothing your child has to touch as they're coming in, because everything will already be opened, and that is one way we're trying to prohibit the transfer of germs. So when you come in here, probably in this area here, someone will be here to check you in. You will not have to touch the iPad. We will make sure that happens for you. That way we're safe in all the things that we do. So this will be opened up. When you come in, as you look in over here, none of these tables will be here.
Yep.
They will all be emptied out. None of the chairs, as far as these little short chairs, will be here. Because we want this to be as open of a space as it can be in order for you to be able to be safe and kind of keep your distance from other people. So for the first 15 minutes, when you come in, we're gonna be able just to hang out in here, mill around, talk to people, while also keeping our distance. Around 6:15, the doors here to the main auditorium will open. You will not have to touch them. We'll have people there for you. And as you head into the auditorium, you're gonna notice that certain seats have a piece of tape on the top of them, and those are the seats that we want to sit in. So as we head in there, we'll kind of show you what that looks like in just a second. So you'll notice here right now, there's bathrooms on each side. On Sunday, this is the side that goes to the kids wing, and then this side over here goes to the exit. When you're here, if you have to go to the restroom, we would ask you to use the restrooms over here on this side, the ones that you would have passed as you came in, because we want to make sure that we're limiting the space that is used and the space that has to be cleaned afterwards. So these things over here will be blocked off, but you guys have full access to these bathrooms as the night goes on. All right, so guys, we're gonna hang out in the atrium for the beginning part in here in the cafe. We'll play some games on the screen. Make sure you have a chance to mix and mingle with people at a 6-foot distance. And then right around 6:15, we will open the doors to the auditorium so that you do not have to touch anything. And we will slowly ask you to come in. Now, typically at a 9/12 service, when we open the doors and say, hello, then everyone just comes rushing in. But we'd ask that this time, kind of take your time. We do want to try to keep that space between people. So we're going to head on in. I'm going to show you some things that might be a little different in this room than our normal student auditorium. It is the middle of the week here, so this is not exactly how it's going to be, but just for you guys to understand. When you walk in on a Sunday night, we'll have adults in different places, and you can probably see some blue tape on all the chairs here. The chairs that have the blue tape are going to be the ones that we ask you to sit in. This is a really intentional effort that we're making in an effort to make sure that you guys are spaced out enough that we're not breathing on each other, not touching each other, not sharing germs. So you'll see the blue chairs here, and then when you find your seat, basically for the rest of the night, we're not really gonna leave that seat. Normally we have you guys come up to the front for worship. Dave and the crew have been working on some really cool things that we're gonna do for worship. but we're not gonna have you come up to the front this time. So you're gonna come in, you're gonna find a seat, and from that point on, it'll be a pretty typical service for you. We'll have some worship, some speaking, some games, all the fun stuff that we like to do here at 912. But there are just gonna be a few things that we try to do differently. So there's no handshaking, no, fist bumps or anything like that. We're gonna keep our distance and make sure that we keep each other safe. So a couple more notes for you guys to think about as you are preparing to come here to 912. First of all, if you feel comfortable or if you feel more comfortable with your student wearing a mask, we want this to be an environment where you can do that. So if you need to wear a mask or if you feel more comfortable with that, please feel free to do that.
We won't ever tell you to take it off.
No,
just
and no
keep it
making
on.
fun of, because
Yeah.
this is such a different season. We want you to be able to be safe. So that's the first thing. If you need to wear a mask, cool, do that. Second, we have hand sanitizing stations all across this building. There will be multiple places for your student or for you to be able to swipe your hand under it, not have to touch anything, to be able to get that. We want to make sure that you have access to that so that you know you can keep your hands clean at all times. Another thing we want to make sure that is really clearly stated is if you have been sick or if you've been around someone that has symptoms, if you've had a fever in the last couple days, or if you're starting to cough, please stay home. I know it's gonna feel like, maybe you feel like you're missing out, but we would rather you stay home and keep yourself and other people around you safe, so that we can just make sure that this goes off really well so that we can have as safe of a service as we possibly can. So if you've been around someone that's sick, stay home. If you have a fever, stay home. We know you feel like you're missing out, but you can catch us live streaming on our YouTube page. We'll make sure that that's there for you to be able to experience exactly what's happening here with us. So.
Yep.
Sometimes loving people looks more like caring for them, even if it means a little bit of sacrifice for you. So if you are sick, just know that you are loving people by staying home.
If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them below. We want to make sure that we can make you feel comfortable in any way that we can. See you guys.